Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Wednesday to you. Do you know that it's exactly 1 week before Valentine's Day? So today I'm doing double duty. I am doing the global monthly video hop, which has a Valentine's theme, and I'm also doing my 14 days of love. So I have some wonderful things to show you. My name is Jackie VanderSar-Boot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and the Netherlands. So, yeah, that's kind of fun. I get to live the best of both worlds. For my project today, I am actually casing one of my own things. I made a cute little frame back in Canada, but I didn't want to take the frame with the glass back to Holland. So I'm changing that little framed piece into a card. So let's take a look. I'm using the Be My Valentine stamp set, and it comes with a punch. Oh yeah, here it is. And the punch we're actually not using today, but I just wanted you to know about it. The punch cuts out the bee body, and it punches out two hearts, but the heart also doubles as the wing for the bee. So that's really cool. I love that. And this, no, that's it. I was going to say that it does something else, but it doesn't. So that's not true. Now, before I go any further, I just want to remind you that this is a global monthly video hop. So in the description underneath the video, you will find the links to all the other talented demonstrators around the world who are making Valentine's projects with you. So be sure to check them all out. Be part of this vibrant stamping community. Leave a comment behind. I've talked to many of you who say, yes, I watch your videos, and I've never seen a comment. So that's a wonderful way for us to get to know each other. So I hope you do that. And before I get started on today's project, I'm going to show you the other 14 Days of Love projects. Not all of them, but just the ones until now. So the first one, I don't even know if this is not in the right order. This was day 2, I think. This is a chocolate bar holder. See? It wraps up a Hershey's chocolate bar. So there's that one. Then there is, this one is it's the Deckled Circles dies, folded in half, and inside is a lip balm holder. So that's really cute. Then we have this, the sun is just pouring in right now, which is wonderful. This is an origami fold treat holder, and this is the exact same size. It's a 6x6. This one just folds a little bit lower. So it's amazing what kind of a different shape that you can get. But aren't they just so cute? Yeah, I think so too. I love this bee set. Then I have these cute little boxes. These are little clear boxes, and I finished them off with a little gingham ribbon because I think it's cute. I bought some red and yellow candy. I love marshmallow candies. These are bananas and strawberries. I did not eat even one because the boxes hold more than what you think. So this is actually quite a cute little treat. It's a 2-inch square box, and if you place an order with me, I will send you some of these boxes so that you can make them yourself. Okay? The next one we have is a Ghirardelli treat holder. So this opens up. I didn't have any Velcro, so I just used little dimensionals. And then see, super cute, super simple. And then the last one is this. This was actually made with an envelope box holder that was altered, but I'm going to do a different one with it, with a yellow box. But look at this, a cute little honey spoon in there. And then I found these at a vintage thrift store. So, and I think that's all I have to show for you today. And now we're going to make this project. So this was the cute little, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it better. So this was in a white frame. I think it was from IKEA or so, but it's really adorable. It's not an original Jackie idea. I altered it, but I did see this online from someone a long time ago. But it's really cute. So I thought I would make it into a square card. This yellow piece is 4 inches square. This is the bee paper, the Be Mine paper. And then I just added a little bit of ribbon and some of the beautiful gems that go with this. These gems are so pretty. I think they're among my favorite that Stampin' Up! Has ever had. There's lots of different options, and there's none that I wouldn't use. So highly recommend that. So we'll start with a 4-inch square, and then I have to decide, this is a 4 1/8, either in black or in sweet sorbet. So we're going to lay them together. Then I have this piece, it's 5 3/8 inch. Now, isn't that just stunning? This is a new embossing folder that we have, and it is called Layered Floral 3D. This is it. Okay, so the links for all the products will be in my video. So if you live in Canada, you can order from me just through the links, but if you live in Europe, you might need to message me first and I'll help you. I can't afford to pay for 2 demonstrator business sites, so I had to choose. So let's take a look. We're going to put this on a 5.5-inch square card, but I don't have that ready yet. So let's see if we like it better in black. Just a second. I don't want to adhere it. This is my little tip for deciding when you're, see, so now we can see it in black. I really do love that. I think it really pops. It makes the white pop. But let's see what it looks like in Sweet Sorbet, if it softens it up at all. See, it does. It does make this a completely softer look, doesn't it? A little more springy. And guess what? Since I am going to be making another one of these with you, you're going to see both of them. So what I did, we need to have a white circle, and I believe it's like 2 3/8 inch. So we'll check that out. Oh my goodness, I had a scrap of white paper laying on my desk, and look at here. I'm so proud of this. I don't know if you guys look at this. I got a 2-inch circle punch just out of that last little scrap. So I'm super happy about that. And that's the size we need. Okay, so I'm going to throw that out. So what you do is you're first going to put your white circle in the middle, and then you're going to start popping around. I did the fussy cutting already. I figured you don't need to see that. So I'm just going to lay these out a little bit. So the B, and I'm going to pop them up. So some will be popped and some won't. And this is all cut out of the Be Mine paper. Okay, so then we have this one here, and then this one gets popped up. This one goes underneath. Oops. See, this is how you do it. You kind of lay out all your pieces. Then I have another B that's going to get popped. And then this open spot is going to be the bow. So what I did, I'll show you how I made that bow. And then we'll put this together. Maybe I'm doing things a little bit backwards. So we have some gingham ribbon. And I have exactly one of these pieces left laying behind. So what I'm going to do, this one has a bit of, it gets taped to the spool. You can either peel that off and then you haven't wasted a thing. If it's super sticky, then I will cut it off, but this is fine. It's not sticky at all. So I'm just going to lay this and then tie it in a knot, because it gets a little tricky, I have to say. So it's easier if you tie this in a knot, or unless you have somebody with you, you can have them holding that red piece tightly. But I don't have anybody here right now. And then on the short piece, you make a little loop, and then we're going to tie a little bow. And then you have the layered look without having extra pieces. I'm just going to pull that through. And then we just make it pretty. Don't freak out if your bow doesn't look nice right away. Mine don't always look nice right away either. You just have to kind of play with them. See, this one's inside out. And kind of just do your thing. And then once it's all good, then you can put it down. But now, for now, I'm just going to trim this. And I'm also going to tie a piece of linen thread around my bow. Okay, so then it will all be perfect. So I have my linen thread, and I'm just going to lay it down and tie it in one. I can tie it in a knot or just tie it once, doesn't matter. It's not like people are going to be playing with it. So you want a nice little long piece left in behind. And now I'm just going to put this aside. It doesn't look like much yet. It doesn't look pretty, but it will look good once it's on my thing. And then the only other thing I need to do is I need to stamp the I love you. And look, it is part of the I love you no matter what. So what I'm going to do, this black piece, well, no, you know what? I was going to stamp it in the middle and then cut it out, but that'll be a real big pain in the butt. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to my file folder, find a little scrap. That'll do just fine. So I keep all my stuff in this. Let me just zoom out. This is the embossing additions kit. So I keep my Versamark in there. I've got my white embossing powder, embossing buddy, a little brush, and these amazing heavy duty tweezers. These things are great. These are, I don't know what this is, tempered steel. It's heavy duty. These things will probably live longer than I do. So what we're going to start with is the embossing buddy. You're just going to go over top of your black cardstock like that. And what it does, it removes any hand oils, anything like that that the embossing powder will stick to. You don't want it sticking where it doesn't want. That makes it ugly. So let's have a look. I love you no matter what. That's too big, but I do like the I love you. You could also do the Be Mine, but I was thinking that for the little frame, I thought that would be a nice thing to have on someone's desk as a reminder how much you love them. But this card will do the same thing. And you could actually tell the person that they can just take that middle part off the card. There we go. Stamp with Versamark. Sorry, I should be telling you what I'm doing. And then we're going to take our little tray, take that out of it. Our white embossing powder will now stick to the Versamark. This is honestly one of the coolest things I ever learned to do. And it's so simple. So now I have I love you no matter what, but now we need to heat it. And what the heat gun will do, it melts that powder into a shiny, raised, almost like enamel. It's just so much fun. It's magic. So I'm going to do that for a minute. So this is what the heat tool looks like, okay? It does have a 1 and a 2 setting. I always use 2. Yeah, it's great. This little shield makes it so that you don't burn yourself on the tip. It's really a fantastic tool. Great thing to put in your starter kit right now with the great deal that's happening. Ask me if you want more details. So when you do this, don't wave it around like you're drying your hair. Just hold it steady in one spot. Now, usually I warm this thing up before I do my video, so it goes faster, but now it's just going to take a minute. But watch as it just starts turning bright white. There it goes. So as it turns white, I slowly move my heat tool. And then what I will do is I will angle it this way and that in the window under good light to make sure that it's totally done. You can also run your hand over it, but do that first. If there's anything that looks powdery or dull, then it's not done yet. So now I'm just going to go through here. Oops. And just fussy cut this a little bit. Here. And then the no matter what, who knows, maybe we can use that for something else. And then I'm just going to go like so. And then go up and around the L. And around the I. There. And then we'll pop that up in the middle. And in fact, let's get started now. We're going to move all our things off. We are going to put glue down that circle. I don't know why I flipped it. Both sides are the same. You find yourself doing that too? Okay. And that one's going to go in the middle. Then we're going to pop up the I love you just to make sure we have enough room for it everywhere. And did you know that we have black dimensionals? They are wonderful. And the black dimensional has a white backing, which I just took off. But then you can see exactly where it is. See? Isn't that great? You can make sure that it's not sticking out on either side. Whereas when the backing is off, it's really hard to see. So that was very clever of them to do that. So the I love you is just going to go in the middle. And now we're going, I have to look at my cheat sheet here, the one that I already did, because I like it and I want it to be exactly the same. So this big jar is going to be flat over here. And if you're using a bigger square, you can cut out whatever things you want, but sometimes we want to do it exactly like the teacher, don't we? Here. And then the B, this one. And I love the fact, did you notice that the bees all have a different face? They're smiling or they're winking. It's just super cute. Now that one is going to get a big dimensional on the back, big white one. And it is sticking up like that. And it's kind of overlapping a little bit. You don't want gaps there. I didn't do a very nice job of cutting this one out either. I see that. I think my eyes aren't as nice as they used to be. That's okay. Once you see all your pieces together, people aren't going to notice how perfectly you did something. The honey jar is also going to be popped. And then we're going to add a few, and that's kind of a little bit on an angle. There. And now the happy bee. The happy bee, I just kind of pushed his wings out a little bit, and I think my happy bee is flat. Yeah. So we're going to put a little bit of adhesive just in the middle on the body, not on the wings. And that gives a little bit of dimension. And she's sitting a little bit like this, a little bit on an angle. And then we've got this little jar, and it is also flat, although I might have done something funny with this one. Oh, no, 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 it's flat. I just put adhesive in the middle of my elements because that way, if you need to tuck something underneath, you could still have that option because it's not adhered like cement, like concrete. Okay, so that one's going to go like so. And there. And then we've got another happy bee, and this happy bee is going to be popped up. And then we're just going to put our big bow and some pretty, see, and now we've totally covered up the, let's go a little bit closer. We've totally covered up the circle. So now I want to make sure that when I put my bow on, that I need to trim this too. This one, always trim your ribbon on an angle. And then this one can be a little bit shorter. That looks pretty good. Now, I did say I was going to fix it a little bit, but it doesn't really need much fixing. You kind of want, as long as you're happy with it, then it's good. There. I like it better this way. I turned it upside down. And then you can, let's get a blue dot on here. Once it's down on your piece, then you can fiddle with it to make sure that nothing is getting covered up. I mean, you don't want your ribbon covering your bee. So that's when you're going to trim it down, place a few strategically placed glue dots. See, so I want to do this. I want to tuck that one underneath a little bit. And there. And then this one is just going to kind of go maybe like so. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And we're going to put one on red and one on black. So this one's going to go on red. And then we'll have two cards side by side, and then you can decide which one you like the best. Now this would also be, I'm really huge into community. This would be a really fun thing to do with either your family around the kitchen table, where you can decide who are we going to bless with a nice Valentine's thing, because Valentine's Day can be a super lonely time. I'm just changing my brightness a little bit. Valentine's Day can be a really lonely day where people don't have a partner, they don't have a husband or a wife, and so they feel left out. But Valentine's Day can be way more than just celebrating romantic love. It can be celebrating platonic friendships and platonic love and neighborly love and all those other things. And what a wonderful way to show people that they haven't been forgotten. So with this one, I already have a lot of things popped up on this card, so I'm going to put this flat on my embossed piece. So yeah, you can do that, and you can also get together with your friends, and or if you have elderly parents, it's nice for them. Encourage them to stay in contact with their grandkids. That doesn't always happen naturally, especially the older generation, like my parents. My mom is now 91, and she has this idea that the grandkids have to come to her. Now, mind you, she's not very mobile anymore, but she's always felt that way. So the relationship was kind of dependent on the grandchildren, whether they reached out or not. And that's kind of unfortunate. So now, so this looks really great, but it's still not on a card. So I'm just going to, oh, here, we have another one, black one. I'm going to have to emboss another white piece, and then we'll cut out two cards. But yeah, so stamping together, creating something together and doing it in a meaningful way, I think is really it just takes it up to a new level. It's all great to stamp by yourself and have a great hobby, but if you can share it, oh my goodness, that is a joy doubled. Okay, that looks really nice too. Okay, I'm just gonna emboss another piece. So to emboss, you're just going to take your embossing folder, and this is what it looks like at first. It's just a plain white piece of paper. Put it inside the folder, like so. And then this is the platform for the die cutting machine. So you just lay it on the platform, and it says here, right on there, using with 3D embossing folders, then you need plate number 4. And this is plate number 4. So there we go. And now it can go through. So here you can see a little bit of the embossing machine. I didn't want to, and I'm just cranking this through, and it's like this roller thing, and it presses down. So put it there. Now let's have a look. Sorry, you got to see not my face there. So then you open it up and take a look. Now you have this. Like, it really is magic. I love this thing. And right now in the starter kit, you could put that embossing machine. It's an expensive tool, but it really changes everything. It's so much fun. Okay, so now we're going to glue that on here. Now I have 2 cards that I can send away. Pretty excited about that too, because even I sometimes forget to send my cards. And that, of course, is not good. You don't want to hoard them. See, so I could just put this on here for a minute just to weigh it down, and then we're going to cut some cards. So because this is a square one, I'm only going to get 1 card, and then I'll have leftovers out of 1 sheet of paper. Let me grab my paper. So I'm going to cut at 5.5. And then in North America, of course, our cardstock is 11 inches long, so then you would just score at 5.5. But here in Holland, it's an A4 is longer, so I'm going to trim it to 11. It's almost 11 3/4. So I have to trim a little piece off, and now I'm going to score it at 5.5. So here we have our card. Now, of course, you'd either have to buy square envelopes. Stampin' Up! Does not sell envelopes this size, so you can either give this one in person, or you're going to have to find some contraband, or make your own envelope. There. Now, let's see. And now we just put this on here. And it looks phenomenal. Isn't that great? Okay. I hope that you've enjoyed this card, this project. And I will share a picture on my business Facebook page, The Pampered Stamper, and also in the community tab on my YouTube channel, a picture of the framed art too, so you can see the difference, what you like better. So this is very versatile. There, so there's the white one with the red, with the sweet sorbet background. And then here, I don't have it on a card base yet, but here is the black one. So take a look at the difference. Which one is your favorite? That's what I'd like to know. So I think that the one with the sweet sorbet background looks bigger. It's the same size. I'm just going to put the other one on a card base just to make it fair. Well, I'm glad I took the time to do that, because look what I forgot. Can you see what I forgot? Look at the card on the right. It has something that the card on the left does not have. And that is the dimension, the little pretty thing. So I'm going to change it up a little. And look, I'm going to do this on this one, just so that there's a few more differences. That looks pretty too. So these ones take, they pick up the color in the wings, the Blushing Bride color. And I do love a red heart though. Well, you know what? I'm going to do a peachy heart, a Blushing Bride heart. Oh, just a minute. There. So both of them are different. I do love the red heart, but this one is pretty nice. It is also nice, especially since there's already red in the matte. It's nice to pick up a different color in the heart. So that way it doesn't have to get boring. You can make, I do like my bow better on the second one, believe it or not, which is interesting because I thought this bow was great, but this one looks like it has a nicer, tighter knot. I don't like a big middle part in my bow. So there you go. It can always be different. They don't have to be the same. I really hope that you enjoyed this project. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and replying to them. And I would love to be your demonstrator, either in the Netherlands or in Canada. So if you're looking for someone to buy your supplies through, that's the way Stampin' Up works. You pick your demonstrator. My name is still my old name, Jackie Bolcha or Jacomina Bolcha, because that's what's on my passport. It's been quite a challenge to try to get my name just right, but this is the way it's going to have to be. Keeps it interesting, doesn't it? All right, have a super day, and don't forget to check out the other people in the video hop. Bye.